Good morning. This is our morning stretch, and my name is Marissa. We're going to start by standing. We'll sweep the arms out and all the way up. We'll dive forward and go down to the ground. We'll inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right knee to the ground behind you. Step your left knee to the ground behind you. Plant your hands flat and point your feet. Send your butt back onto your heels, then walk your hands outside of your hips. Walk your hands backwards. Your hands are on high finger pads. Your fingers face your butt. Lift your butt up and down. 3 more. Up and down. 2 more. Up and down. 1 more. Up and down. Walk your hands forward, your back to all fours, tuck your toes, the opposite of pointing. Just pause here. Your knees are right under your hips. Your shoulders are right over your wrists. Then pop your hands up onto high finger pads and take your right arm out to the side and up to the sky. Then take this right hand down to high finger pads. Take your left arm out to the side and up to the sky. Then take this hand down to high finger pads. Replant your hands flat. Repoint your feet. Walk your hands backwards so you're sitting on your heels. Your torso is upright. Turn your fingers to face backwards on high finger pads. Lift your butt up and lower your butt down. 3 more. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Walk your hands out in front of you, coming back to all fours. Let's tuck the toes. Go up onto high finger pads. Take your left arm out to the side and up to the sky. And take this hand down. Take your right arm out to the side and up to the sky. And then take this hand down. Replant your hands flat. Repoint your feet. Sit your butt on your heels. Walk your hands outside of your hips so your torso is upright. Again, take your hands behind you on high finger pads that the fingers face away from you. Lift your butt up and lower your butt down. 3 more. Up and down. 2 more. Up and down. 1 more. Up and down. Walk your hands forward. The hands are under the shoulders. They're flat down. Tuck your toes. Pop the hands up onto high finger pads. Take the right arm to the sky. Look up. Take it down. Take the left arm to the sky. Look up. Take it down. Last time, let's plant the hands flat and point the toes. Then walk the hands backwards as you sit on your heels. The fingers face away from you. Lift your butt up and lower your butt down. 3 more. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. 1 more. Lift and lower. Walk your hands out in front of you. Plant your hands flat. Then tuck the toes and pop up onto high finger pads. Last time, take the left arm to the sky. Look up to see your thumb. There's a stretch across your chest. Then lower this hand down. Take your right arm out to the side and up to the sky. Look up to see your thumb. Feel that stretch across your chest. Then lower this hand down. Let's separate the hands even wider than the shoulders and step the right foot inside of the right thumb. Then step the left foot inside of the left thumb. Have your feet hip width and parallel to each other. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up to the sky. Then stay standing tall. Lower your hands down by your side. Clasp your hands out in front of you and turn your palms away. Stretch your elbows straight. Drop your head through the basket of your arms. Then lift your head and lift your arms. Stretch over to your right. Come back up. Reach the arms out in front. Drop your head through the basket of your arms. And then lift your head and lift your arms. Stretch over to your left. Come back up. Take the torso parallel to the ground. You're reaching the arms forward, dropping your head through the basket of your arms. Then release your hands outside of your feet. Bend your knees as you drop your head. Then straighten your legs as best you can. Bend your knees and straighten. 2 more. Bend and straighten. Last time. Bend and straighten. Inhale to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Dive forward, your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Stay this low to the ground and reach your arms forward and bend your back knee. Then rise up with your back knee bent. So you're in a high lunge, but the back knee is bent, it's off the ground. Let's open to Warrior 2. We're straightening the back leg and taking the back sole of the foot down. Swivel T-shape arms to face me, then eagle wrap your left arm over your right. Just pausing here, your elbows are lifting up, your elbows are pulling forward as the shoulders pull backwards and down. Take your right knee into your chest and just pause here as if you were standing on a high step. Then lower your right knee to the ground behind you and then bring your torso parallel to the ground and come back up. 3 more, parallel to the ground and come back up. 2 more, parallel to the ground and come back up. 1 more. Not only parallel to the ground with the torso and forearms, come all the way down to the ground inside of this front foot. Breathe here. Undo the arms. You're on high finger pads, framing your front foot. Your elbows are straight. Lift your back knee off the ground and walk your back foot forward. Inhale to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Dive forward, your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. Keep your back heel lifted. Reach your arms forward parallel to the ground. Bend your back knee and rise up with your back knee bent. So the back knee is not touching the ground, but it is hovering off the ground. Let's open to Warrior 2. We're straightening the back leg and taking the back sole of the foot down. Swivel T-shape arms to me. Take your right elbow over the left in eagle wrap arms. Breathe here with your elbows reaching forward and up, the shoulders going backwards and down. Take the left knee into your chest. You're standing here as if you're standing on a very high step out in front of you with your foot flexed. Descend your left knee to the ground behind you. Your toes are tucked. Bring your torso parallel to the ground with your forearm and then come back up. 3 more, parallel and up. 2 more, parallel and up. 1 more, parallel. Drop down with these eagle arms all the way inside of your front foot, that your forearms touch the ground. Breathe here. Unwind the arms to high finger pads. Your elbows are straight. Your back toes are tucked. Lift your back knee and walk your back foot forward. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Dive forward, your arms go out to the sides and down. Step backwards to a plank position. It's the top of a push-up. Bend your elbows to point backwards and lower your body parallel to the ground halfway down and straighten. Notice how you're not allowing your hips to sag. Don't droop your hips. Your elbows point backwards and straighten. 2 more, down and up. 1 more, down and up. Lift yourself upwards and backwards. You're in a downward facing dog. Your body looks like an upside down V. You're melting your heart backwards towards your thighs. Spread your toes and lengthen your toes. Get space between your toes. Come forward to plank, your shoulders over your wrists. You're pushing into the balls of your feet, so you're lengthening your legs. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. You're creating a trench in your upper back as your heart melts towards the ground. Let's do that again. Come forward to plank so your hips are elevated as high as your shoulders. Your outer arms hug in, your outer hips hug in. Everything is hugging to the midline, to your central channel of energy, energy running up and down your spine. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Look between your hands and walk your feet forward in between your hands. Your feet land at the front of the mat, hip width and parallel. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Clasp your hands overhead and take your hands behind your head. Keep your elbows wide apart. There's a stretch across your chest. There's a stretch to the underarms. Keep length in the back of your neck as you side bend over to your right and then come back up. 3 more. Right and up. 2 more. Right and up. 1 more. Right and up. Let's side bend over to the left. Left and up. 3 more. Left and up. 2 more. Left and up. 1 more. Left and up. Let's go back to the right and stay to the right. Peek down at your right pinky toe, then peek up towards your left elbow. Return to center. Go over to your left. Peek down at your left pinky toe. Peek up towards your right elbow. Then return to center. Narrow your elbows in. Drop your chin to your chest. It's a stretch for the back of your neck. Bend your knees and let your elbows come down to touch your knees. It's a stretch for your spine. Release your hands outside of your feet. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop with straight legs. Exhale, fold over with bent knees. Take your right leg long back behind. Set your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Your feet are hip width, so it's like you're standing on train tracks. The right toes face forward. Take your right knee into your chest. Notice how this foot is landing right under the ankle. There's a very sharp right angle with this leg. Let's float to a warrior 3. So your right leg gets parallel to the mat, it's straight, and your torso and arms get parallel to the mat. Let's come back up. We'll do that again. Warrior 3 and knee. 2 more. Warrior 3 and knee. 1 more. Warrior 3 and knee. We'll wrap the right leg as high as we can around the opposite leg. The foot will be pointed and the toes will peek out behind the calf. Take your arms to cactus pose, then take your left elbow over the right. Let's come out to a high lunge. The arms come up, the right leg goes backwards, the right heel is lifted off the ground. From here, let's open to a warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Take your left hand to high finger pads inside of your front foot, the right arm over your ear on a diagonal line off the ground. Let this hand fall down in front of your face, back behind you, up and over. 3 more. Down, behind, up and over. 2 more. Down, behind, up and over. 1 more. Down, behind, up and over. From this side angle, Parsvakonasana, come back up to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Step to a chair pose with your feet apart and your knees bent. Lower your butt 1 inch and then lift it. Lower it 1 inch and lift. 3, lift. 4, lift. 5, lift. 6, lift. 7, lift. 8, lift, push into the feet, rise up, turn your palms out, dive forward and down. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Let's do that series on the second side. Step your left leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Set your whole back foot up, down. Reach the arms forward and up. You're in a warrior one. The feet are hip width and parallel. Sorry, they're not really parallel. The feet are hip width, even though there's a whole lot of length between them. The back toes are facing forward. Here in this warrior one, you're steering your left hip bone forward. From here, let's take the back knee into the chest. So you're standing with this knee as high as your hip and the foot right under the knee. You have this right angle. Let's float to a warrior three. Your torso and left leg are parallel to the ground. The legs are straight. Come back up with that left knee bent. Let's do it again. Backwards and in. We'll do it one more time. Backwards and in. Let's cross the left leg as high as we can over the right. We'll take the arms to cactus pose. Take the right elbow over the left. This is eagle wrap, Garudasana. We'll come out to a high lunge. Your left heel is lifted off the ground. Let's open to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Take your right hand to high finger pads inside of your front foot, top arm over the ear. Let this top arm fall in front of your face, down, behind, up and over. 3 more, down, behind, up and over. 2 more, down, behind, up and over. 1 more, down, behind, up and over. From this side angle, come up to warrior two, then step to a chair pose with your feet apart and your knees bent. Lower your butt 1 inch, then lift it up. 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8. Push into the feet, rise up, turn the palms out, dive forward and down. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Make your way back to a plank position. It's like the top of a push-up. Then bend your elbows. Your body is only halfway to the ground. Your torso is parallel to the ground. Your hips are not sagging. Then flip your feet to pedicures and lift your heart. See if you could stay here in upward facing dog without rushing out of it. Your knees are off the ground. Your thighs are off the ground. Then tuck your toes and go backwards to a downward facing dog. Let's do that again. We're moving slowly to plank. It's a slow chaturanga. You're bending your elbows to point backwards. You're using the strength of your arms to keep you lifted. Then flip your feet to pedicures. Your elbows get straight. There's a stretch across your chest. Tuck your toes, go to downward facing dog. Look between your hands and bend your knees and hop your feet forward in between your hands. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Dive forward, your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, lift to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. Take your whole back foot down. Reverse cartwheel your arms. You're coming up to a warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten your front leg, hips backwards, torso forward. Left hand, left leg, right arm to the sky. You're in a triangle pose, Trikonasana. Let's come out to a high lunge. The arms swim forward and up, and the back heel lifts off the ground. From this high lunge, let's take the hands forward and down. It's a low lunge. Lift your right leg to the sky. You can point your foot and straighten both legs. You're in a standing split. Bend both knees. The right knee taps behind the left knee, and then go back to that standing split. 2, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Last time, keep the right knee bent behind the left knee. Flex your foot. Let the right knee come down outside of the left foot. You're coming to a seated spinal twist. Take your left hand behind you on high finger pads. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Take your right elbow outside the left knee, and then turn and twist to the left. Breathe here. Let's keep the legs, unwind the torso and arms, come out to all fours facing me. You're on hands and knees. Move your knees backwards 3 inches behind your hips. Your toes are tucked. Your shoulders are forward over your wrists. Lift your knees 2 inches off the ground and then tap them down. 7 up and down. 6 down. 5 down. 4 down. 3 down. 2 down. 1. Go to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift your right leg to the sky behind you. It's a down dog split. Take your right knee behind your left elbow. Then straighten your right leg. You're on the pinky blade of the foot. Move this right leg away from you so that your right hip comes down to the mat. You'll take your back knee down and point your back foot. Take your elbows down under your shoulders. There's a sharp rectangle shape between your forearms. Turn your nose to look to the right. Look between your thumbs. Walk your hands back onto your mat. Let's tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Unwind to a regular plank. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Let's do the second side right away. Oh, you know what? Let's wait. We'll wait to do that whole threading of dying warrior that we just did at the end of the routine. So we'll bend our knees and look between the hands and hop the feet forward in between the hands. We'll separate the feet hip width and parallel. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and up. Guide forward, your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, lift to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Take your back foot down and swirl around to warrior 2, Reproduction 2. Straighten your front leg, hips backwards, torso forward. Right hand, right leg, left arm to the sky. You're in a triangle pose, Trikonasana. Look up to see your thumb. There's a straight line, wrist to wrist. Let's come out to a high lunge. The arms will sweep forward and up as the back heel lifts up. From this high lunge, let's go down to a low lunge. We'll lift the back leg to the sky. We can point the feet as we straighten both legs with the standing split. Then bend your left knee behind your right knee. Go back up to a standing split. So it's 2 bend and straighten. 3 bend and straighten. Last one, we'll keep the left knee behind the right. We'll flex the foot. The left knee will come down to the mat outside of your right foot. Your right hand goes behind you on high finger pads. Your left arm to the ceiling. Left elbow outside the right knee. Turn and twist to the right. Unwind the torso and arms. Come facing me in all fours, hands and knees. Then we'll move the knees backwards 3 inches. The toes are tucked and the shoulders are forward over the wrists. Let's lift the knees hovering off the ground and take them down. 2 up and down. 3 down. 4 down. 5 down. 6 down. 7 down. 8, go to a downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your left leg to the sky. It's a down dog split. Take your left knee behind your right wrist. Lengthen the leg long away from you. You're taking your left hip down. Take your back knee down and point your back foot. Come down onto your forearms that there's a sharp rectangle shape between your forearms. Turn your nose to look to the left. You're in a twist. Look between your thumbs and plant your hands on your mat. You're going to unwind to a regular plank. So you'll tuck your back toes and lift the knee. You'll unthread the left leg to a regular plank. Let's lift upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bend your elbows, go halfway down, chaturanga. Make sure your elbows are pointing backwards and not out to the side. Then flip your feet to pedicures and lift your heart. See if you can do all of these movements slowly, holding each pose. Go backwards to a downward facing dog. Let's do that again. So you come forward to plank and hold. You bend your elbows and hold. Then you pull through up dog and hold. Then you go backwards to a downward facing dog and hold. Come forward to plank and take your knees down to the mat. Walk your hands backwards, hold onto your hip bones, you're standing on your knees. Step your right foot forward, step your right foot out to the side, clasp your hands behind your head, narrow your elbows in towards your ears. Let's come down so that the elbows touch the ground in front of your left knee. Your butt is pulling back to your left heel. Your toes are tucked. Let's come back up. Let's do it again 3 more times. Coming down and up. 2 more. Coming down and up. 1 more. Coming down and up. Take your hands to your hips, return the right knee to the ground behind you. Step your left foot forward, step your left foot out to the left side, clasp your hands, your second way of clasping behind your head, your non-habitual way. Narrow your elbows in towards your ears, and then drop your elbows down to the ground in front of this right knee as your butt goes back to the right heel, your toes are tucked, and then come back up. Do it 3 more times. Coming in and down, forward and up. 2 more, in and down, forward and up. 1 more, in and down, forward and up. Take your hands to hold onto your hip bones. Return your left knee to the ground behind you. Your toes are tucked. Point your feet and walk your knees and your feet together. Keep the insides of the ankles touching each other. Come to sit down on your heels. Your feet are pointed and the inside edges of the ankles are touching each other. So your feet are going straight back behind you. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Sweep your arms out and all the way down. Inhale the arms out and up. Twist to the right, your hands come down. Come back up to the sky in center. Twist to the left, your hands come down. So we're alternating coming up and twisting to the right and coming up and twisting to the left. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Come back up to center. Take your hands to high prayer. Lower your prayer hands in front of your heart. Let's keep the hands together and reach the prayer hands forward and then up and in. 3 more. Forward, up and in. 2 more. Forward, up and in. 1 more. Forward, up and in. Let's reverse it. Let's go up and forward and in. 3 more. Up and forward and in. 2 more. Up and forward and in. 1 more. Up and forward and in. Clasp your hands. Turn your palms away. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Stretch. You're getting length in the sides of the waist. You're getting length to the underarms. Breathe here. Then release your hands onto your lap. Thank you so very much for joining me. My name is Marissa, and this was our morning stretch.